Oh yes. Triple B right here, based boxing basement. Please like to push the haters away. Now I'm sorry I've been away. A lot of me fans have been asking, where are you? What's happening, man? Do a live, do a video. Yeah, I've been dealing with some in real life stuff. Also, you know, like I said, I'm not being paid at the moment for my videos. That's not the be all and end all. Yeah, I do it for the love, for the fans anyway. But yeah. Sorry, man. I just been taking my foot off the pedal. And there's been some big fights recently. A lot of people are asking me about Lomachenko and Devin Haney. So my thoughts are these. Um, Haney is without a doubt one of the ugliest people I've ever seen. Um, he looks like one of the guys in Tintin in the Congo. But obviously I don't agree with that because it's racialistical. but um, but yeah, Haney. Well, so the question is, was it a robbery? Should Loma have won? I believe Loma should have won, but only by a couple of rounds. I mean, the problem is you get like boxing. The way boxing is flawed. The way boxing is scored. Boxing is flawed severely in the way it's scored. Because like, let's say you edged around, you win it 10-9. The next round, the other guy dominates, but he doesn't put you over. He wins around 10-9. So you're evens, which is odd because, like, the difference between a dominant round and a round that's been edged is the same. I mean, boxing should be more the question. It's nuts, isn't it? You got 10 points, right? But how often have you seen 10-6 rounds? Very rarely. Do you see a 10-7 round? Very rarely. Do you see a 10-8 round? Yeah, when someone gets dropped. But people, they should be more open with how they should be given more leeway in how they decide the points in boxing. But that's how it is. So there is a possibility that you could score any winning that. Intuitively in my gut, Lomachenko won that fight only by 2 rounds or something. I thought he landed the better punches. The better punches. Um, Haney didn't win any of the rounds big, but like I said, if you use the boxing standard of judging, then you could have Haney winning. And you saw at the end, right? Haney was like, he was surprised to get the verdict. He knew he'd lost. He was complaining in the corner. He keeps on figuring out what I got to do. He almost preempts what I'm going to do, and he went mad when he got the verdict. He jumped up and down. So I would go towards Loma winning. Was it a robbery? No, I've seen way worse. It was still close. The problem, it saddens me though, because Lomachenko is one of the best fighters ever. But he's fought at too high a weight. Yeah, he's fought at too high a weight against guys that are way bigger than him. Haney had like 36 hours to rehydrate. He looked enormous compared to Loma. And I've rarely seen a guy, especially with such disadvantages, short stature, small arms, but still be able to outbox the bigger guys. But unfortunately, ultimately legacy-wise, people will say Lomachenko was good, but does he deserve to be in the all-time great list? And people say, oh no, he's got 3 losses, but he probably does, frankly, in my opinion. What else? Yeah, there was a Cameron Taylor. I mean, I don't care women's fights. Come on, man. Katie Taylor, I can't remember the name of the woman she was fighting. And it was a lame fight not in terms of gutsiness, not in terms of, not in terms of, it's like 2 car horses make a race. Yeah, and they made a race. But, so do two 15-year-old amateur cart horses make a race. You can't sit there and tell the Triple B or boxing fans the Chantel Cameron vs Katie Taylor is a world-class fight, let alone, a pound for pound world-class fight. It's pathetic, man. It's a couple of women with low upper body strength flailing away at each other, not hurting each other, not landing quality shots. Look, right? In other sports, Australia, United States, football teams, female football teams played against under 15-year-old boys, so they're 14, and they got their ass whipped. It's exactly the same in boxing, except worse. I get my 15-year-old amateur, who's had about a few fights, and he would whop Taylor or Cameron. So it's pathetic, man. We don't take that stuff seriously. And Sandra, what's her name? Clarissa Shields is going, oh yeah, I'd beat Rolly Romero. No, he'd destroy you. He'd knock you out. He'd batter you. And that's not to say Shields at her level is not decent, right? But even Serena Williams is like the best by far women's tennis player. And still, she couldn't beat a man who was 300, rated number 300 in the world. And that's actually a decent achievement, the fact that she could even stand with this guy, right? Because women's boxing is so far behind in depth and quality than men's boxing. Like I said, it's something like, if you look at the professionals, it's like for every female boxer, there's something like 15 or 16 male boxers. Right? Okay. So it was pathetic to me. And you got Conor McGregor jumping up and down high as a kite. Pussy hole. Why is Conor McGregor relevant? He's relevant because he's a name. But, how many fights has he won in the last, 5 years? I don't know. One? He's a pussy hole. And he's not a boxer. But, anyway, so, whatever, man. It's another fake, let's push women's boxing. Yeah? It's another agenda-led fake, let's push women's boxing. Let's pretend they're as good as the men. Yeah, like I said, I've had people in the pub and they say, Triple B, the women are as good as the men. They're better than the men sometimes. No, they're not, man. I said, don't repeat what the commentary is saying to you. It's bullshit. They're so whack compared to the men. It's pathetic, man. So anyway, this weekend we got Dara Folevy's Catterall. And Dara's got a good chance. Yeah. I got him at 9-1. I put a tenner. Yeah. He's got a chance. You see in his eyes he's up for it. And Catterall's decent, but I don't know, I seen him on the pads. He didn't seem super. And Foley is up for it. When you get a guy who's really up for it, yeah, and he's confident, he's trained hard, against a guy who is slightly overrated and who is he performs slightly below his top level, that's when you get the upset. So that's an interesting fight, man. I think Dara has a chance. He definitely has a chance, right? What else on the card? Camp Belland Hatton, right? Fighting some bum. I mean, I've seen the recent videos of Camp Belland hitting the pads, and yeah, it's okay, man. But his whole body shape seems to have changed. It makes me think, oh, hang on, are you on the egg diet? Have you taken the eggs, the clomiphene diet? Because you seem so much stronger. And you've seen it with Conor Benn, right? Early on in his career, when he looked to be clean, yeah, he was being put over, he was being out of strength. People got to realize how much of a difference PEDs make to someone's performance. Getting them on half decent, punting full of PEDs, huh? And suddenly they look world class. I mean, that's exaggeration, but what I mean is they are 30% minimum better, and that's what I see with Count Bellend. Count Bellend, it suddenly started to look like, oh, he can punch. His shots are more vicious, speedier. Whereas he's a bum. He's a total bum. I did Dynamo for 3 months, and the difference in the strength, the recovery, the speed, the punch power, all right, and the chin was so incredibly different. Like a guy like Holyfield, like head, he did so much HGH, his head changed shape, and suddenly, he's virtually impossible to nail down. So Camp Bellend is going to be pushed until they can get a top level fight, which earns money, right? And they'll push it out on pay-per-view, but he's a bum. He is a bum, and that's it. Lee Wood vs Lara. I seen Lara on the pads. Oh, I don't know, man. He looks destructive. His concentration's good. His confidence looks good. The problem with Lee Wood is he always drops his hands a bit, and he leaves that opening for the chin without having the best chin in the world. So I don't know, man. I think Lara's going to iron him out again, possibly in the early rounds, maybe round 1. You'd imagine that Lee Wood would try and be, as careful as possible and keep his hands up and box to try and win, but I don't know, something tells me that he's gonna get ironed out soon, early.